Alright, so this is going to be my review on Batman Heart of Hush, written by Paul Dini, art by Dustin Nagayan and Diedrich Friedolfs. I hope I'm saying that right, the last two names. First off, right out the bat, I got this as a birthday present. I've been meaning to review this. This covers Detective Comics. I'm trying to remember where, what Detective Comics it covers. 846 through 850. It's basically a 5-part story. This is basically the third time Hush appears in the comic books. This was good. I wasn't really like, okay, it's a Paul Dini book. It's a Paul Dini book, and Paul Dini on Batman's like gold. Like he's. Anyway, before I go on a rant about Paul Dini and all that, anyway, this basically ties into the whole Batman R.I.P. Actually, when I say that, I mean it not really ties into Batman R.I.P. All it basically says is about, oh, the Black Glove is trying to kill Batman. That's pretty much the only tie-in to it. This could basically, you take it as its own. This basically delves into Hush trying to get revenge on Bruce Wayne. And, you know, Paul Dini, when they did an interview about when he was writing Heart of Hush, he said that he wanted to make Hush a serious Batman villain rather than Jeff Loeb made him like a one-and-done villain. And then in the god-awful Hush Returns book, they pretty much ruined the character. But yeah, making Hush currently, like if this proves that you can make this made a character, a perfect candidate to be a recurring Batman villain. That's good. The plot basically takes place. The main plot of it is basically, like I said, Hush. But the other side of it is that Hush takes Catwoman's heart. He surgically removes it, and Batman goes on, a manhunt for Hush. This is actually really good. I've always liked the relationship between Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle. I always dug that. It certainly proves in here. It certainly shows in here. There's some there's some really cool action scenes, especially there. This is just this proves that Paul Dini. I think this is actually, like, speaking of which, I think this was the last time the end of this 5-part story was the end of his run in Detective Comics. So yeah. This was actually really fun. We were also introduced to a new villain that actually had potential. Minor spoiler. I don't want to spoil a lot in this book. Just a few minor things. There's a villain in here called Dr. Aesop, who basically talks about Aesop fables and when he kills people. Is basically a crime boss, and I thought he was really cool. But what happens is Hush kills him at the end of the first. He's featured in the first book, and Hush shoots him dead at the end of the first book. So I thought this is actually a really good dark book. Like I said, it explores also how close Selina Kyle is to Bruce Wayne. Like I said, the action sequences are pretty cool. There's actually this really cool scene where Scarecrow kidnaps a child and pumps him full of Bane venom to fight Batman, basically distract Bruce when Hush kidnaps Catwoman. So that's actually a really cool scene. Scarecrow gets his butt beaten here. I gotta tell you, when Bruce is trying to find Hush after he learns that he stole Selina's heart, Batman makes a makeshift electric device. Like, he shoves Scarecrow's face in a toilet in Arkham Asylum, starts shocking him with an electric cord. I thought that was so cool. And Joker's watching him. He's like, man, I love when I watch you work. That was pretty cool. The other thing that's pretty cool is, like I said, minor spoiler, is that when Hush actually gets into the Batcave, and Hush looks around in the Batcave, and he's like, and what we see in here when he's exploring the Batcave looking for Batman, he finds these set of Batmobiles, and what is so cool about it is that it's different versions of the Batmobile. Like there's the Batmobile from the Christopher Nolan movies. There's one of the '60s TV show. There's one of the animated series of the '90s animated series Batmobile. There's one of the Tim Burton Batman mobile. Yeah, Batmobile. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, there's a Tim Burton Batmobile. Excuse me. I thought this was just so. I thought that was so freaking awesome. Like nerdgasm right there. With the whole Batmobile thing. The other thing that's cool in here is that this is like a very Batman heavy book, and like I said, the subplot of it is the relationship between Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne, which like I've always loved in here, and I'm really hoping they tackle that in Dark Knight Rises. I can't really find anything to pick at. There's nothing really. It's not I'm gonna say right now, it's not the world's greatest Batman story, but it's definitely a good one. I mean, when Paul Dini writes Batman, it's magic for me. And Dustin Nguyen's artwork, it's not bad. I mean, it's interesting. I like it. It's I wouldn't say anime heavy. It's very heavily outlined, like a very interesting artwork to it. Like Dustin Nguyen, I hope I'm saying his last name right. Nguyen's got some very interesting art style to him, is what I'm trying to say. It's not bad. I'm gonna say that right now. That artwork's not bad. It's interesting, and it really fits with the story. The other thing is that in Hush, this actually it gives a definitive origin to why Thomas Elliot hates Bruce Wayne so much and why he became Hush. And he is such a bastard in this book. Like, you're glad when you see Bruce just start pounding the crap out of him. I thought that was just really fun. The characters that make cameos in here are Zatanna. There's actually a really fun conversation between Zatanna and Selina Kyle in here. There's two very cool ones. I don't want to spoil it. The other two that make cameos in here, like I said, are Tim Drake when he's still Robin in here. Tim Drake is still Robin in this book, and Nightwing. Tim Drake is still Robin, and Dick Grayson is still Nightwing in this story, because this is before R.I.P. And Bow for the Cowl. The other two characters that make cameos in here are Dr. Midnight and Mr. Terrific from the JSA. They don't play a lot. They're in here, but they don't play a major role. They don't fight or anything, but they actually have an important role too. I wouldn't say like major important, but it's an important. They play an important role. It's minor, but it's important. There's the better word. There we go. That's the better word. All around, this is a 5 out of 5 for me. This is a really good book. This proves that Hush can be used as a recurring Batman villain like he is being used in Streets of Gotham. I'd like to see Hush more in the future. The writing in here is so great. Especially, I think what people like me are really gonna love is the banter. I mean, not banter. The love-hate. It really explores the love-hate relationship between Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle. That's what I think people are really gonna like in this book. Is that it delves more into why Bruce Wayne always had an affinity to Catwoman, like Batman always had an affinity to Catwoman. People are really gonna like it about that. And like I said earlier in the book, sorry, I just lost my place. Like I also said in the book, is that it mentions Batman R.I.P., but it's not really a part of Batman R.I.P. All that you really need to know, all that it really mentions, and all you really need to know is that the Black Glove is trying to kill Batman. So it's not really a tie-in. It's more. I consider it more like part of Hush, more like a prelude, if anything. So yeah, you don't really need to know. Actually, much of Morrison's run. All that you need to know is that this group called the Black Glove is trying to kill Batman, and that's about it. That's this is more like a prelude to R.I.P. So you can definitely get this without reading, Black Glove or Batman R.I.P. and be okay with it. That's what I think. And this is not really an expensive book. I mean, I got it for my birthday, but if you're looking for it, the price is $14.99. So that's about $15-16 total. So it's not really an expensive book, and this is in trade anyway. But yeah, this is a really fun I wouldn't say fun. It's a dark Batman book. There we go. It's a good dark Batman book. If you're a fan of the character of Hush, if you think he's a cool villain like I do, he's not one of my top 10 Batman villains, but he's definitely, I've always considered him a threat. So if you're a fan of him, definitely get this book. If you like the relationship between Catwoman and Bruce, Batman and Bruce Wayne, Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne. There we go. Sorry. If you always like the relationship between that really shines in here. If you really like those little things Paul Dini throws in, those little teasers to other Batman stuff, like I mentioned about the Batmobiles earlier. So then I say, yeah, definitely get this book. This is a really good part of any Batman fan's collection. Like I said, when Paul Dini writes Batman or anything around Batman, it's gold. So, yeah, I really suggest this. More or less, yeah. I'm definitely going to do... I haven't done reviews, like comic book reviews, in a while, so... it's good to be back at doing, instead of movie reviews. I think I want to do more comic book reviews in the future, not more around crossovers, because I look back and it was more about crossover reviews. So I want to do more like canon-based comic books to review. So stay tuned in the future.